Hi, I'm doing a Journey to Life vlog based on day 255, 256, and 257, being angry because I'm offended by you. And what I'm going to talk about within this vlog is how to deal with anger, and the outflow of anger is usually a conflict, dealing with conflict. And what I've realized and learned through writing self-forgiveness, through committing myself to change my behavior in reality, and through writing the self-commitment statements as well. So you write the self-forgiveness, self-commitments, and then you live the self-commitments in reality, in your life. And so within this point of conflict, I used to react very much in anger towards people, and create a lot of conflict in my life with many different people, work environments, in my home, in my family, friends, boyfriends, also in like sports teams and stuff with coaches. So I was really combative with people, and the anger was due to taking things personally and blaming other people for different points that I took offense to and took personally, and allowed the imagination to run in my mind to create this whole huge scenario about how the other person offended me, and taking a lot of things personal that are irrelevant really, and were my own judgments about myself, like insecurities, and being angry at other people because they made me face that insecurity. So at work, I've kind of practiced this point of stopping going into conflict and using the tools of breathing and using common sense to stop conflict from accumulating and going into a huge, situation. So at work, I had to direct a point where another coworker was not following through on a protocol that was necessary to be done every day, and so I had to go speak to him and figure out what was going on. And it was a few times I've said this to him, and so I was kind of direct in my words and strong within my voice. Not rude, not like mean, but getting the point across. And so he took offense to that, and he reacted to me. And so I went back to my desk, and he came in. I looked at him, and he was, really reacting within himself. And he, just started, yelling at me and telling me his issues with me, and how, I don't know. So he just, was pretty much just getting energy that he had built up within himself out. And me, I just sat there and listened to him and just did short, stable answers, just, okay, yes, short, very short answers, and then I let him just get all the energy out, and then just kind of let it die out. And within myself, I also reacted to him in like a huge energy of anger came up, and I wanted to react back to him, but I knew if I reacted back, then it would just be this huge fight. So, you use the breathing to, stabilize yourself and not go into that reaction. And, you really got to focus on your breathing, be aware of it, and, release that through the breathing, the energy build up. And so the next day or the day after that, we talked about it, and we addressed the points, and figured out what the issues were, made a plan, and reconstituted that point to correction. So being stable within, having one party in the conflict being stable, not reacting, letting the other person get the energy out, and then go a few days later in like a calm area, like having coffee, or not in the same environment, like in a work environment, but do it outside, even like outside having a cigarette or just chatting with people, you know, do it there. And so it was resolved because we both were stable, we weren't reacting to each other, and we figured it out. And so it was a cool point to see that you don't have to go into that reaction, you don't have to fight. And the fighting is more a point of ego. I found I wanted to win, I wanted to be better, have the last word, and so I would fight back with them in my words. And so letting that point go, letting the ego go, not wanting to win, just be here, find the point that needs to be directed and solved, wait until that fight and the energy that accumulated has released and gone out, wait a few days, and then discuss the point, and it can be solved in a much more stable, calm environment. And that's how I've been walking and practicing letting go of conflict, letting go of ego points, and directing my world to solve issues and be directive in myself, and not use the mind to get energy, be in self-interest, find what will be best for the situation and walk that point. Alright, so that's some points on conflict, solving conflict. Alright, thanks for listening. Bye.